All right, today we're going to dive into the science behind something that honestly feels like a superpower. It's that state of being totally energized and laser focused, but at the same time completely calm. It sounds like a total paradox, right? But it's a real, measurable biological state called calm energy. So let's get into the science of how this actually works. You know the feeling, right? You slam an espresso hoping for a boost, but instead you just get the jitters and a racing mind. Or maybe you're staring down a huge project, and the pressure just leaves you feeling stressed out and completely drained. We've all been there. It's this trap we fall into, chasing energy and focus, but all we get is burnout. So the big question is, does it have to be this way?
Well, the good news is, the answer from a whole lot of research is a huge yes. There is another way. It's this state we call calm energy. And here's the most important part I want you to get. This isn't just some nice idea or a mindset. It's a real physical, measurable state in your body. A perfect harmony between your nervous system, your brain waves, and your brain chemistry. So let's break down how that happens, starting with your body's main control panel.
Okay, so to really get a handle on calm energy, we first have to understand our body's fundamental operating system. It's called the autonomic nervous system. The easiest way to think of it is as the master switch that controls your internal state, all happening automatically in the background, without you even thinking about it. Now, this system has two main parts. It's kind of like a car. On one side, you've got your sympathetic nervous system. That's the accelerator. That's your fight or flight mode. It revs you up and gets you ready for action. And on the other side, you've got your parasympathetic system. This is the brake. This is your rest and digest mode. It's what slows you down, helps you recover, and saves energy. So, here's where it gets really interesting. The big breakthrough here is that calm energy isn't about slamming on the gas or hitting the brakes. It's the incredible skill of being able to gently ride that parasympathetic brake to stay calm, while your mind stays totally alert and focused. It's not one or the other. It's getting both systems to work together in perfect harmony. So you might be wondering, how does the brain actually hit that brake? Well, a huge part of the answer is something called the vagus nerve. You can think of it like a biological superhighway. It's this massive communication line that runs all the way from your brain down to your heart, your lungs, your gut, and activating this nerve is one of the fastest, most direct ways to turn on your calm down system and tell your whole body, hey, it's okay, we're safe, you can focus now. And here's what makes this so powerful. This isn't just some theory, we can actually measure it. The key number to look at is called heart rate variability, or HRV. Now, this isn't your pulse. It's the tiny little variations in time between each heartbeat. When you have a high HRV, it means your nervous system is really flexible and resilient. It can shift from action to calm very smoothly. It's a direct measure of how active your vagus nerve is, what scientists call your vagal tone, and it gives us a real number to quantify your internal state of calm. All right, so that's the body's wiring. Let's shift gears and head up to the command center, the brain. What does calm energy actually look like up there? Well, we can find the blueprint by looking at two things, our brain waves and our neurochemicals. So your brain is constantly buzzing with these tiny electrical pulses, which we call brain waves, and different patterns line up with different states of mind. You've got your fast beta waves, that's your get stuff done, hyper-focused mode. Then you've got the slower alpha waves, which is more like a state of relaxed alertness, like when you're in a creative flow. Then even slower is theta for deep relaxation. Each one has a job, but a specific combination is the key here. And this is it. This is the sweet spot. The brainwave signature for calm energy isn't that frantic, high-anxiety beta state, and it's not the sleepy, daydreaming alpha state either. The magic happens when they synchronize. It's a blend of those calm alpha waves, giving you awareness, with just enough of the low beta waves to keep you actively and gently focused on the task at hand. Okay, so let's switch from electricity to chemistry and talk about dopamine. Now, a lot of people call this the pleasure chemical, but that's a bit of a misunderstanding. A much better way to think of it is as the motivation chemical. It's a thing in your brain that says, hey, pay attention to this. This is important. This is worth doing. But here's the problem. When we try to brute force our focus, with tons of caffeine or a crazy deadline, what we're doing is creating these huge, unstable spikes of dopamine. That's what gives you that wired, jittery, anxious feeling. And it's almost always followed by, you guessed it, a massive energy crash. Calm energy, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. It's driven by a balanced, regulated flow of dopamine. It's not a spike. It's like smooth, steady cruise control. This is what gives you that clean, sustainable mental energy that lets you stay focused for hours without the jitters and without that awful crash later.
So we've covered the body and brain during the day, but one of the biggest pieces of this puzzle, one of the biggest breakthroughs, is realizing that calm energy isn't just something you create while you're awake. It's actively installed and repaired every single night during what is basically a critical software update for your brain.
See, while you're asleep, your brain is working overtime. During deep sleep, it's like a librarian, organizing and filing away all the important things you learned that day. Then, in REM sleep, it kind of acts like a therapist, processing emotions and taking the sharp edges off stressful memories. So when you skimp on sleep, you're not just tired, you're literally preventing that software update from completing.
So let's be super clear about this. Sleep is not passive downtime. It is an active, absolutely essential process of upgrading your brain. You are literally building your capacity for focus and calm while you're unconscious, laying the biological foundation for the next day. Pretty amazing, right?
Okay, so we know what calm energy is, we know how it works in the body and brain, and we know why sleep is so critical. And all of that leads us to the most exciting part of all. This isn't something you're just born with or without. It is a skill. It's a trainable superpower. And if you remember one thing from all this, let it be this. Calm energy is not an accident or wishful thinking. It's a real biological state that you can directly influence. You can measure it, you can train it, and you can absolutely get better at it with practices that literally change your body's physiology. So how do you actually do that? What's the training plan? Well, the great thing is, the methods are surprisingly simple and direct. That slow belly breathing people talk about, that is literally you manually activating your vagus nerve to calm your body down. HRV training using apps on your phone helps you consciously make your heart rhythm more flexible. Meditation is a proven way to get your brain into that ideal alpha-beta state. Every single one of these is a lever you can pull to change your own biology. And we know this works because the results aren't just a feeling. They are tangible and measurable. You can see it right here. Study after study confirms that this kind of training leads to longer attention spans, lower levels of stress hormones like cortisol, and real, measurable improvements in how well your brain works. The bottom line is, you don't just feel better, you actually perform better. Okay, so let's zoom out and bring this all together. We've gone deep into the nuts and bolts, the nervous system, the brain waves, the chemicals. But what does this all mean for you in the real world? What's the actual payoff here? The science is crystal clear on this. When you can tap into this state, you make smarter decisions when the pressure is on. You become more resilient, you literally bounce back faster from stressful situations, you learn things quicker, and you perform at a higher level. And maybe the most important part of all, you experience less anxiety day to day, you're way more protected from burnout, and you can just stay focused for longer without hitting that wall. So there you have it. Calm energy isn't magic, it's biology. It's a measurable skill built on a harmony between your body and your brain. It's a state you literally build every night while you sleep and you sharpen every day you're awake. The blueprint is now in your hands. So the only question left is, how are you going to start training your superpower?